Greetings, fellow time travelers. Welcome back to Secrets of the Ancients, where we uncover the hidden mysteries of lost civilizations and dive deep into the secrets that shaped our world. I'm your archaeological guide, ready to take you on another mind-bending journey through the corridors of time. Today's discovery will challenge everything you thought you knew about the capabilities of our ancient ancestors. We're about to explore 13 incredible sites and artifacts that demonstrate engineering feats so advanced they continue to baffle modern scientists and archaeologists. Before we unveil these incredible secrets, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss the ancient mysteries we're about to reveal. People have the unfortunate habit of underestimating the capabilities of our ancient ancestors, but we have a cure for that. Observing the incredible inventions and technologies they devised. That's precisely what we're going to do today. Picture this scene with me. You're standing in the ancient quarries of Balbeck Lebanon over 2,000 years ago. Before you lies a stone block so massive that even today's most powerful cranes would struggle to lift it. This is the Southern Stone, weighing approximately 900 tons. That's the weight of 600 modern cars combined. But here's the mystery that has baffled archaeologists for centuries. How did ancient builders plan to move these colossal blocks? The Western Stone is even larger, weighing around 1,000 tons. According to theories, these megalithic blocks were destined to become part of Baalbek's famous trilithon, three massive stones that form the foundation of the Temple of Jupiter. But here's what will blow your mind. The trilithon site sits uphill from the quarry. Moving these stones would require an inconceivable amount of power to drag or push them uphill. We can't even say with certainty who performed this incredible cutting work. While it's generally attributed to the ancient Romans, we've seen no evidence that they attempted to extract megalithic blocks of this size anywhere else in their vast empire. This would be considered too difficult a construction project to attempt today, let alone thousands of years ago. What ancient technology or technique did these master builders possess that we've lost to time?
Our knowledge and skills were passed down through generations, but the secrets of moving such stones, well, those are mysteries even we struggle to explain.
Deep in the Spanish province of Huelva lies a 5,000-year-old mystery that probably won't be solved anytime soon. Welcome to the Dolman Doto, one of approximately 200 Neolithic burial sites in this region, but none as magnificent as this incredible underground structure. Imagine the shock when Armando de Soto Morillas discovered this enormous passage tomb in 1922 while trying to build a new house on his land in Andalusia. The great German archaeologist Hugo Obermeier was summoned to the site to excavate, and what he found was extraordinary. 8 sets of human remains buried in fetal position, surrounded by funeral objects.
But here's where the mystery deepens. The objects included cups, daggers, and marine fossils. Burying people with marine fossils is an unusual practice never observed in Spain before, and its significance remains unknown. Equally mysterious are the 43 standing stones surrounding the dolmen, each covered with engravings showing knives, cups, human figures, and abstract shapes. 100 years after the discovery, we still know nothing about who was buried here or what the carefully carved symbols mean in relation to the burials. What secret knowledge did these Neolithic people possess about death and the afterlife?
Religious iconography is usually a labor of love for whoever creates it, but even considering that, these miniature carvings in boxwood are incredibly sophisticated. Only 135 of these sculptures have been found, sometimes also called prayer nuts, all made between 1500 and 1530 in the Netherlands. That suggests they might have been the work of a single person, but here's what's truly mind-boggling about these masterpieces. The small altars are connected by perforations so tiny that the joints are completely hidden.
We've only been able to determine how they were assembled using X-rays and microscopes. But here's the question that haunts researchers. If we need such advanced technology to determine how they were made, how could someone have assembled them without the use of such technology in the first place? The pins that hold everything in place are smaller than a grass seed. The human eye is incapable of seeing them, so how could human hands have moved them with such precision? Was someone in the Netherlands hiding an ancient X-ray machine? The only other explanation is that the person who made them was so incredibly nearsighted that they would have been almost blind beyond 30 centimeters from their face. At this point, As we're slowly accepting that our ancient ancestors had a better understanding of technology than we usually give them credit for, it becomes possible to believe that they might even have understood the basic principles of electricity.
That question must be asked because of the existence of the Baghdad Battery found in Iraq long ago in 1838.
Although historians tend to dismiss the idea that it's a battery, it's almost impossible to understand the artifact any other way.
It's a clay jar that houses an iron rod around which there's a copper lining.
It wouldn't make much sense to create it as an ornament if it couldn't be seen unless the jar was opened. And it would be a strange-looking ornament anyway.
The Baghdad Battery has been tested under laboratory conditions and has been shown to be capable of maintaining a charge.
That poses a major historical problem because the artifact is over 2,000 years old.
Were these ancient people experimenting with electricity, and if so, why didn't they take the idea further? The Italian Renaissance master Leonardo da Vinci has a solid claim to possessing the greatest mind in human history.
The polymath was light years ahead of his time in art, science, biology, and sculpture, and it seems he could also predict the future of military combat.
Long before a tank crossed the fields of Europe or anywhere else in the world, Da Vinci had devised a basic idea of what they might look like.
He never built a prototype based on his design, but the fundamental principles are sound.
Da Vinci's tank had room for cannons pointing outward and a removable top section that could be opened to help the driver's vision.
The wheels were probably too thin to be useful in a muddy field, and the axle's crank design seems flawed, but we shouldn't fault him for that.
However, this design is a basic blueprint for the future.
In fact, a group of engineers was able to successfully build a functional model of the tank based on Da Vinci's plans in 2010.
What other military innovations was this Renaissance genius dreaming up centuries before their time? It would be very useful to know when earthquakes are approaching.
Areas could be evacuated before disaster struck, and numerous lives could be saved.
We struggled to predict earthquakes here in the 21st century, even with all the wonderful technology at our disposal, yet the ancient Chinese were attempting such predictions during the 2nd century.
They used devices like this seismograph made by Zhang Heng in the year 132.
Although it might look like an elaborately decorated vase, Zhang Heng's device is incredibly sensitive and sophisticated.
When placed on the ground, it can detect tremors occurring kilometers away, which causes a pendulum inside the artifact to oscillate.
If the oscillation exceeds a certain safety level, it releases one of the balls inside the mouths of the dragons attached to the sides of the seismograph, dropping the ball into the mouth of a frog below.
This not only tells observers that an earthquake is approaching, but also gives them an idea of the direction it's coming from.
It probably wasn't very accurate in terms of predicting directions and wouldn't have given much warning, but it was certainly better than having no warning at all.
How did ancient Chinese engineers understand seismic activity so well?
Burying the dead with dignity was an important step in the development of our ancient ancestors. Funeral practices and rituals vary dramatically from place to place and era to era, but archaeologists are surprised by the sophistication of this recently discovered burial site in southeastern Poland. It's a large row of megalithic barrows that once contained 12 tombs, 40 meters long and lined with stone.
The walls were supported by wooden palisades, one of which has survived to this day, with an entrance at one end and an atrium in the middle. This would have been a fairly elaborate place for the dead to be buried, and also for family members to come visit them. Considering it was built around 5,500 years ago, it's surprisingly advanced for its time.
However, it may not have been the final resting place of the people placed in it. Archaeological evidence at the site suggests that bodies were periodically removed to be replaced by new ones, so it could be that people were placed here for a brief mourning period before being permanently buried elsewhere. Hidden in the verdant countryside of County Meath, Ireland, stands Newgrange, a Neolithic tomb older than Stonehenge and the Egyptian pyramids. Built around 3,200 years before Christ, it's part of the Brú na Bóinne complex, a World Heritage Site that also includes the tombs of Noth and Douth. Newgrange is a large circular mound surrounded by stones engraved with megalithic art.
The structure measures 85 meters wide and 12 meters high, and was built with approximately 200,000 tons of earth and stone from distant places like the Mourne and Wicklow Mountains. But here's what makes Newgrange truly extraordinary. At the center lies a stone passage leading to a cruciform chamber used for burying both cremated and uncremated human bones.
The passage is aligned to capture the sunrise of the winter solstice through a roof box, flooding the inner chamber with sunlight and highlighting the astronomical importance of the site. The archaeologists believe Newgrange served a religious or ceremonial purpose, underscored by its complex art and architectural sophistication. The facade, predominantly made of white quartz cobbles, and the presence of a surrounding stone circle further accentuate its ceremonial importance.
How did Neolithic builders possess such advanced knowledge of astronomy and engineering 5,000 years ago?
On the outskirts of northern Cusco, Peru, stands a massive complex rising to an altitude of 3,701 meters. Built in the 15th century under the leadership of Sapa Inca Pachacutec and his successors, the architectural achievements of Sacsayhuamán continue to pose questions about the capabilities of prehistoric civilizations.
The structure is famous for its colossal dry stone walls, composed of enormous blocks cut with such precision that they fit perfectly without the need for mortar. The precision is such that not even a piece of paper can slide between many of the stones. This technique not only highlights the Incas' advanced understanding of masonry, but also their ability to manipulate large stones to resist seismic activity that frequently shakes the region.
It's estimated that the largest stone weighs almost 200 tons, and the question remains, how were they transported and carved with such precision using the limited technology available in that period? Modern experiments, such as those by Protzen, have attempted to replicate the precision of Inca masons, but achieving the accuracy of the stone joints remains difficult, adding to the mystery of their construction methods. Located in the Valley of Mexico, about 40 kilometers northeast of modern Mexico City, Teotihuacan stands as a testament to the architectural prowess and urban planning of ancient Mesoamerican civilizations.
It's recognized for its monumental pyramids like the Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon, but, Teotihuacan was not actually built by the Aztecs.
The city was founded around 100 years before Christ, with continuous construction of its main monuments until approximately 250 years after Christ.
However, around 550 AD, the city experienced significant destruction and was eventually abandoned during the 7th and 8th centuries.
The Pyramid of the Sun, which is one of the largest in Mesoamerica, rises to more than 66 meters and was built with like 3 million tons of stone, without metal tools, wheels, or draft animals.
The construction techniques employed by the Teotihuacanos are still not completely understood, even today.
And, despite its size and planning, there's no clear evidence of a centralized monarchy, which suggests the city may have been a theocratic or collective state, shown by the lack of royal iconography and the predominance of communal religious symbolism.
So, how did these ancient builders move millions of tons of stone with such primitive technology?
Por-Bajin is a mysterious archaeological site located on an island in Lake Terekol in the Republic of Tuva, Russia.
This complex, dating approximately to the 8th century, has puzzled researchers due to its isolation and lack of clear evidence about its purpose and occupants.
The name Por-Bajin translates to clay house in the Tuvan language, reflecting the site's main construction with mud bricks.
Por-Bajin's design is unusual, with walls up to 12 meters high surrounding a rectangular area of about 3.5 hectares.
Within these walls are the remains of several structures, including a central building that some believe could have been a temple or palace.
The site's layout suggests Chinese architectural influences, leading to theories about its possible use by the Uyghurs, a Turkic group that established an empire in the region during that time.
The purpose of Por-Bajin remains a subject of debate.
Some archaeologists suggest it could have been a military fortress, an administrative center, or even a spiritual retreat.
The remote location and lack of everyday artifacts complicate the interpretation of the site.
What secrets lie buried in this isolated Siberian fortress?
Let's stay in Bolivia for a while and travel near the famous Lake Titicaca.
Here was discovered an ancient settlement of about 4 square kilometers that, according to historians, reached its maximum splendor around 800 years after Christ, with between 10,000 and 20,000 inhabitants.
And megalithic blocks, decorated ceramics, numerous objects of historical relevance were discovered, such as monumental structures.
While the objects could quickly be assigned to a people who lived more than 1,000 years ago, The monolith called the Gateway of the Sun continues to cause speculation to this day.
What it detailed probably will remain unexplained forever, since historians, despite all investigations, have discovered no concrete clue about the meaning and purpose of the monolith.
In popular Bolivian belief, the Gateway of the Sun is considered a mystical place that connects the world of humans with that of the gods.
Have you ever heard of the mysterious Nanmadol archipelago?
Probably not, since it's an archipelago in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Although in such remote and paradisiacal corners you might expect only beaches and crystal-clear waters, in Nanmadol you'll find mysterious stone structures.
Among the discoveries are palaces, temples, tombs, and dwellings built between the 6th and 15th centuries after Christ.
The question that arises is, who would need to build something so grandiose in such a remote place?
Scientists believe that the local elite and members of high society lived in Nanmadol, perhaps as a residence of the local government.
However, there's something strange. There are practically no sources of fresh water on the archipelago.
Is this place suitable for a capital or central government residence?
In my opinion, it wouldn't make sense.
Another version suggests that the Nanmadol complex had cult and religious significance, which seems more plausible.
However, it remains just a version.
The complex is severely damaged, making it difficult to understand its true purpose.
Scientists have not yet solved this enigma. Fellow time travelers, as we conclude today's incredible journey through these 13 ancient mysteries, one thing becomes crystal clear. Our ancestors were far more sophisticated, ingenious, and capable than we ever imagined. From the impossible precision of medieval boxwood carvings to the megalithic mysteries of Baalbek, from the astronomical perfection of Newgrange to the engineering marvels of Sacsayhuamán, each site we've explored today challenges our understanding of ancient capabilities and forces us to reconsider what was truly possible thousands of years ago. These aren't just archaeological sites. They're testament to the incredible human spirit of innovation, creativity, and determination that has driven our species for millennia. Each mystery we've uncovered today represents hours, years, sometimes decades of human dedication and skill that continue to inspire us today. What do you think about these incredible ancient achievements? Which mystery intrigued you the most? Share your theories in the comments below. I read every single one and love discussing these ancient enigmas with fellow history enthusiasts. Don't forget to subscribe to Secrets of the Ancients for more mind-bending archaeological adventures. Hit that notification bell because next week we're diving into newly discovered underwater cities that are rewriting our understanding of prehistoric civilizations. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember, the past is far more mysterious